Alright, so welcome back everyone. This is going to be game 2 between Tendersteak and Yoonyojun in the SEA Nation Wars Australia versus Singapore. This is the first set here. Currently Yoonyojun is up 1-0. They are all best of 3 games. We have 4 sets coming up. And interesting fact, 7 out of the 8 players playing in the lineups for both of these teams now are in the top 10 for the Blizzard SEA ladder rankings. And the last one is 11th. So that's always frustrating. But we are going to be going on to Delta Quadrant here. Protoss versus Terran. We're going to have Yoonyojun spawning as the purple Terran down in the bottom left-hand corner. And we're going to have Tendersteak is the red Protoss at the bottom right. So, like we were saying just as our little banter before the game, this map can have its good and bads. If you look here, you can actually put a proxy pylon there and warp into the back of a base, which makes 4-gate very, very frustrating to deal with as a Terran. But at the same way, your really only safe natural is here, and you can cliff drop that. So both players do have those certain annoyances to be able to deal with things. And unfortunately, it looks like Tendersteak's going to be going and scouting in the wrong direction. So he's going to get a late scout on Yoonyojun. So let's have a look, see here. Pretty standard stuff from both players so far. Looks like we got a 10 supplier, probably 11 barracks. Is he going to be putting that barracks at the front to wall off just like last game? Maybe. There we go.
There's a 12 barracks right there.
Yeah, that's alright. There we go. So we're going to be seeing that. Hopefully he can get that second supply depot down before the probe gets there to completely shut down Tendersteak's intel. And in the other side of the coin, we have a 13-gate here as well. So really standard stuff from both players so far. Simulated just going down now. What do you think we're going to see from these guys on this map, Tegan?
I think we'll see the same thing from Tendersteak. He's going to open with the 2-gate Robo into Colossus. Yoonyojun, I think, is going to take absolute advantage of cliffing and dropping on this map. We saw that last game he loved to drop the back of the base as his army engaged at the front. So I expect him to be dropping very, very often. And maybe cliff dropping tanks, especially the back natural, to make sure he doesn't get that quote-unquote safe natural.
Yeah, exactly. So we do have a Marine coming out to deal with that probe there. He does not want to have that probe in his base any longer than it has to. Every second it stays there is the longer. Tendersteak has intel on everything that Yoonyojun is doing. And we look back over here at Tendersteak's base. We do have a Cyber Core coming down. We do not have a Zealot. Well, right as I say it, there's the Zealot coming out first. And he has not Chrono Boosted. He is saving the Chrono Boost. He's got about 62 energy on that Nexus now. And there we go. He's just Chrono Boosting that Zealot out. And he does have the probe right there, where we were talking about. If he puts a pylon there, I can see Yoonyojun scouting this though, because like we were saying, you can only you just put one Marine there and see it's coming, or even a Marauder to take it down quicker.
Yeah, you just have to have that game sense and know that there's going to be a pylon there. Yoonyojun has supply blocked himself for a while, and wow,
notices it.
3 racks.
Whoa, okay, if that's 4 racks, this could be interesting, because I am sensing a 4-gate coming in here for Tendersteak. Just because... Whoa, did he see that pylon?
Yeah, he did. He went straight to it.
He went straight to it, there you go, so it's not going to be as effective. All he has to do is bring those Marines, there we go. But a Stalker and Zealot, ooh, this is going to be interesting. If he doesn't get a Marauder out pretty soon, this could be dangerous. The barracks are only about halfway done. He's going to be able to take out this pylon over here, but is he going to be able to take on the Stalker and Zealot here? I don't think his Marines are very weak against this combo. He needs to focus down that pylon first, though, unless he wants to go for the Stalker. Wow, he's doing a lot of damage to that Stalker there. Here comes the Zealot, though. He's going to be forced to pull back or lose a lot of his Marines. One does get sniped off there, but still, he did not finish off that pylon. If we have a quick look over here, Warp Gate research is about 75% of the way done. There's the 4th gate, so we were spot on with our thoughts there. T-Gun. Marines going down to the back to take out this pylon to stop any warp-ins from behind. And, oh, this could be very, very close. Nice timing there by Yoonyojun, taking that out just before the warp gates finish. That is going to be devastating to Tendersteak here, T-Gun.
Yeah, I think Yoonyojun dropped that 3 racks in his base just because that barracks at the front, he put a supply depot there and he can't put an add-on on it. I don't think he meant to put that supply depot there. I think he was going to do a Tech Lab wall-off just like he did last game. But in saying that, the way he has his base up now, he doesn't have to get a reactor racks. He can just put out a cycle of Marines, and that'll be enough to deal with any sort of Void Ray attacks whilst he can get more Marauders out this way, and if he does opt to get a Ghost Academy, he'll just have much more production capabilities.
Yeah, it looks like Tendersteak has abandoned his 4-gate kind of push here because he is getting a robotics facility. That might be just for an observer because I know, like, just me on the ladder sometimes when I'm like, okay, I'll go fast leg speed and push, and then a Cloaked Banshee shows up and I'm like, really? It's just so frustrating. And here we go. Looks like we're going to have a confrontation here. There is no concussive shells on the Marauders. Wow, that's interesting. It is almost done, but it hasn't finished yet, so he isn't going to be able to pick off any units here. He's definitely ahead in the food count, 48 to 38. Especially with this 4 racks production, he will be like pretty much tight on cash though if he decides to keep going with this. What do we got? We got one of these gateways for Tendersteak isn't turned into a warp gate. There we go. It is going into a warp gate now, and he's got 100% energy on his gateway. Interesting. And Yoonyojun somehow still has an SCV. Somehow.
Tender. What? There's an SCV in his base?
Yeah. He must have, he hit it down here in the expansion, but looks like Yoonyojun going to take out the rocks here to go for a nice expansion. The correct decision in my opinion, because he is ahead on the food count. Let's have a quick look at the income tab. He is ahead on the income as well, up 3 SCVs. And there are immortals coming here, so really evenly styled play. I think Yoonyojun is slightly ahead in this matchup, but it really comes down to when and where we got to push here. Oh, it looks like Yoonyojun's going on the offensive now. This could be interesting. There's a lot of Marines.
I think it's a bad timing for him, especially since he's scouted that robotics facility. He's got to expect an immortal or 2 in Tendersteak's composition right here.
Here we go.
He's going to catch Tendersteak out of position. Wow.
Wow, Stalker's at the front, never good. Force field's going down. He needs a Guardian Shield. He's run out of energy, though. He doesn't have enough energy. All the Zealots being melted away there. This is not looking good for Tendersteak. Even just like a nice stim coming from... Oh, there's no stim on the way. That's going to be frustrating for Yoonyojun. If he had stim there, he could clean the rest of them up. Do the sentries, have enough energy for a force field. Wow, one of them only just got 50 energy then. He is still going to be able to get up the ramp, though. Where is the force field? No force field.
I think he was going to try and cut the army in half just to pick off some.
Wow, I think he just wasted that force field there. He should have done it on the ramp. Here we go. There's another force field cutting it off, but still that scan is going to allow them to hit things from the bottom, and that force field isn't going to last very long. He needs to pull back now. He does not have vision. He needs to wait for that force field to run out, and then he can push again. There is no stim, so he's going to be forced to pull back here. There is no stim on the way either, but his expansion is up and running now, so that's always good to have. But really versus a mass Stalker Immortal army, a nice mix actually here from Tendersteak, but he needs to use that Chrono Boost. He's putting him behind here at the moment. 28 to 30 Harvesters, but Yoonyojun does have that expansion, so what's his train of thought process right now, man?
He's probably thinking that he's in the lead right now. He did have that scout in there really, really late. He's just scanned, and just by looking at the army composition and the amount of units, he knows that Tendersteak hasn't put up his back natural or went for some sort of hidden expansion. I don't know why he hasn't got a Ghost Academy, especially there it is, just as I speak of it, especially since he knows there's immortals in here. Ghost is just going to be so useful. But right now, he can just sit outside the base with a good concave, and Tendersteak...
And here we go!
Pushing out. Wow, I think that's a mistake.
No Guardian Shield. Where's the Guardian Shield? He does have that there, but there's no stim yet. Wow, this is really going to hurt. This is going to be very close. I think Yoonyojun is going to take this anyway, but even without stim, he's just too far ahead. That 4-rack's really doing well for him here. Tendersteak over-committing to that 4th gateway. He's going to stop him coming up, but I don't think it's going to matter. Oh, he's the slight gap on the right-hand side. He's just getting up the ramp now, so this is going to be very devastating, especially since stim is about 75% of the way done. It is only about 30 seconds from completion. If he focuses down these units here, it could be very dangerous for Tendersteak. This could be all over already. He needs to focus these pylons now. But no, he's going to go straight for the units to back. Pro's being forced to pull off the line. They are going to go down very, very quickly. There is no stim yet. It's got about 5 seconds to go. If these units stim, this could be all over right now. And we're going to have a mana lag by Nirvana. Nice work, man.
That is the best lag at time I've ever seen.
Oh, great.
It could not be better. It like, Yoonyojun stating the obvious. I didn't know he had his Captain Obvious cape on, but clearly he does.
Kick the power cord.
I think Nirvana, just out of anger that Singapore's lost the first match, has just...
Oh, it's not over yet.
Not
over yet.
I'm sorry, I'm being a bit presumptuous, but just by Yoonyojun standing right now, I don't see much way of him losing the game from this spot unless he just makes a massive mistake. I mean, he's picked off pretty much all of the workers, taken out most of the army, and he's, if you can look at the mini-map right now, he's just rallying across the map.
Yeah, he's got a nuke on the way too, so that's going to hurt. And Stim's just about done. There we go, we're back in. Stim is done. We're going to have a stim from Yoonyojun any second. Is he going to stim? Come on, man. Stim it.
Come on, man.
Come on. He is still in the upper hand. He is about 20 probes up now, and he does have that expansion with no orbital commander as of yet. He's pumping out more SCVs. I think he's just going to pull back now, knowing he's in a strong position, and wait for that nuke.
Yeah. Tendersteak does GG. He knows he's way too far behind.
Oh, there we go. So we're going to be 2-0 to Yoonyojun. That's going to be Australia up 1-0 in this set. Always excellent.